Perfect. Yeah, the boys are really excited to hit the ground running at the start of this ODI series. It's been a while since we've played our last ODI game, but I think it's obviously been quite a substantial, lengthy build-up to the series. So the boys are happy to be on the park come tomorrow and hit the ground running.
Thanks. We'll go to Rory, then Fidos.
Thank you. Sorry, I have struggled with the audio a little bit, so I'm not sure what you said at the start there, Lucy. But Kesh, if we could just have your thoughts on the ODI format itself. There's been a lot of discussion about cancelled matches and how ODI cricket fits into the schedule just ahead of a big series against England. Do you have any concerns about how viable it is going forward?
Yeah, obviously we haven't done relatively well in the ODI format, but I think it's we've been trying various methods and combinations. So hopefully we found that sort of rhythm to our game now, and we can start off on a positive note come this England series. Obviously England's come off quite a bit of cricket and they pretty much a more settled team, but I think having put in the hard work during the last, call it 12 months, I think it's about time that you're going to see some good results come this series moving forward.
Thanks, Rory. We'll go for those. I just want to check for those when you ask a question, just let me know if the audio is good now.
Yeah, the audio is fine now, thanks. Hi Kesh, just to follow up from what Rory was asking, I mean these matches are not part of the World Cup Super League, and we know that the Super League won't happen anymore. But what do you think in terms of context and ODI cricket having the context of the Super League? Are you happy to see that go, or would you like to see it continue? And how do you feel about matches played outside of that league?
Yeah, I think international cricket's enough motivation to play, but yeah, I think it's good to have the Super League. In my perspective, it makes you play your best cricket at throughout the year. Also, it just allows you to come up with various sort of styles of play that you want to implement come the World Cup next year. So I think it's a good system. It's also you've got to play your best team at all times. So that's yeah, I'm in favor of it.
Thanks, Fidos. We'll go Talford, then Abuyile.
As you just said, there is a World Cup, 50th World Cup. That's quite a long way away. But you're playing World Cup in a way.
Sorry, y'all, there's just passing.
Yes, sorry. Can you repeat that, please, Telford? Sorry.
Apologies.
That's okay. You said there's a 50-over World Cup coming, but that's quite a way down the track. There's all sorts of things in, before that, like a big Test series against England and a T20 World Cup. So a series like this, which doesn't carry points, without trying to sound rude, what's the point of it?
Yeah, I think it's important for us as more especially as an ODI unit to keep playing together. I think the more you play, the better you get, the better you can work on combinations and things like that. I mean, at the end of the day, it's still an international cricket game, so it's enough motivation and build up towards series that do count for points. So I think I'm in favor of it, and I'm so glad that we are playing it, building up towards an important summer for us and year, and probably the next 2 years ahead of us. There's a lot of ICC events coming up, and it's a nice way, like I said, to find the combinations that you want and want to play going forward.
Thanks, Talford. Abuyile.
Hi Kesh, I hope you're good outside. You just mentioned now that you guys have been playing a lot of ODIs and England just come out of ODI series against India. Obviously, you're going to have some tight legs. Do you think that you guys are going into the series looking to capitalize on that, looking to capitalize on England having they just played against India? Do you think that you can use that to your advantage?
Yeah, definitely. I think there's two sides to look at it. Obviously, they found a combination. They've been playing cricket more so than us at the time. But I think it is a point that we can try and sort of capitalize on and build some confidence in this ODI unit. Obviously, our results haven't really gone our way, but it's a nice way to build that confidence and filter in towards ODI cricket up until the World Cup next year.
Thanks. Wahid, thank you. Wahid? All right, I think we'll move on to Ken for now and then Lloyd.
Hi, Lucia, we can hardly hear you, but I think you said it's me now. How's it, Kesh? The last time South Africa played at Chester the Street was in the World Cup against Sri Lanka 2019. And the Proteas team has really enjoyed conditions there, bowling Sri Lanka up to 203. Is it looking likely that similar conditions for tomorrow, bringing your pace bowlers into play?
Sure, it's a hard one to gauge right now, although the summer, it's been quite hot since we've been here. It actually feels like we're back home in South Africa, but I think the decision hasn't been made as yet. I think the coach and the selectors will make that plan accordingly, and yeah, then we'll take it from there.
Thanks, Ken. We're going to go Lloyd next, then Zahir, and then we are going to start taking the last questions. Lloyd, over to you.
Thanks, Lucy. How's it, Kesh? Can you just talk a little bit about the dynamic of the stand and captaincy? I suppose there's not really time or scope to kind of put your own stamp on the team in terms of philosophies and things like that. So is it a case of being aware of what has been started under Temper and then trying to facilitate that growth as much as possible over the next little while, or is there scope for you to kind of put your own stamp as a leader on this team?
Yeah, I think obviously it's just to pick up where Temba's left off. We know our philosophy and strategy as a unit, so it's about filtering that into the current series. And obviously on the field it might be a little bit different, but yeah, I think as a whole it's just to lift off where Temba left us.
Thanks, Lloyd. Before we go on to Zahir, just to answer Talford's question there about an update on Quinny's fitness, he is available for selection tomorrow. Zahir?
Kesh, although this series doesn't count for any points, but South Africa never won a white ball series in England. You guys aware of that? And how much motivation does that actually play in a series like this, where you don't go to England very often?
Yeah, I think I was made aware of it not so long ago. But yeah, it does present an opportunity to do something special as a unit. I think we've come a long way in all facets of the game as a team, as a unit. So, it is an opportunity to try create history as a team, but we're going to take it one ball at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully we can cross over the line and achieve something really big as the ODI unit.
Thanks, Zahir. And then I think we'll wrap off with Heinz.
Thanks, Lucy. Hi, Kesh. It's obvious that you guys will have to fight fire with fire from a batting perspective, because of the type of cricket that England play, for the past almost, 8 years almost. But just from a bowling perspective, I wanted to hear, given the way that England invariably bat, as attacking as possible, how tempting is it as a bowling attack just to go full out and fight fire with fire, just to not worry too much about the economy rate, but, just take wickets and, for example, bowl them out for 250 and 40 overs? Or do you believe that you guys, or there's still a place, to be more measured, to actually have periods of control interspersed with, attacking and that type of thing?
Yeah, I think it's a good question. I think we can see how England play. They do the positive approach, but having said that, if conditions allow us to be a bit more aggressive at them, then so be it. But if not, we're going to try to be smart in the way we sort of marshal ourselves on the field and combat England with our game plan. So yeah, I think it's all about the assessment on the day, on the pitch and the overhead conditions to see what we can do to negate their batters.
Thanks, Heinz. I see Johan has chipped in there. We'll conclude the press conference with Johan's question.
Hi, Kesh. England's got a long lineup, batting lineup. What will be key?
Yeah, they do have a lot of all-rounders towards the middle to lower order, and they bat quite deep. I think it's just about doing the simple basics within our game plans, and the thoughts and plans that we've come up with. We just need to make sure we execute them, and we're thinking on the day and adapting to conditions really, really quickly. I think it's one thing that we've been good at, and hopefully we can replicate much of that in the series and going forward.